How to connect an Ethernet cable to a laptop without an Ethernet port? When it comes to connecting an Ethernet cable to a laptop that does not have an Ethernet port, you don't have many options. You need to invest in a USB adapter. The good news here is that these adapters aren't expensive at all. Most costing around $10. Therefore, the investment is quite small. The only thing to note here is that adapters with newer USB form factors such as USB 3.1 tend to cost more than conventional USB 3.0 or USB 2.0 adapters. What is an Ethernet cable? Ethernet cables are wires that physically connect your computer to a router or modem. Ethernet cables can seem bulky or restricted, but they can greatly improve the speed and stability of your internet. An Ethernet cable connects your computer to an internet connection. An Ethernet cable, sometimes called a network cable, connects a router, modem, or network switch to your computer and gives your device access to the local area network, LAN. In other words, it has access to the internet. The advantage of Ethernet cable is that it is faster and more consistent. What is an Ethernet port used for? The main function of an Ethernet port is to establish an Ethernet connection. Ethernet connections can be made between computers, servers, switches, hubs, routers, modems, game consoles, printers, and more. When multiple devices are connected, this is known as a local area network, LAN. These types of networks vary in size. Most of the networks in your home will be a local area network, LAN. One of the essential elements of these networks is an Ethernet port. The Ethernet port connects one-to-many different devices. The most common type of connection for an Ethernet port is from your computer to your router. By connecting all of these devices, we call it hardwired. It is used to establish an internet connection with a device of your choice. How to connect an Ethernet port? Ethernet ports are connected in several ways. The most common way to connect an Ethernet port is to use a patch cord. A patch cable is a twisted copper pair that is equipped with an RJ45 modular connector at each end. You stick one side of the cable into the port until it clicks, and you do the same thing on the other device. This then establishes a connection between the two devices. Patch cables can be pre-assembled, or you can create customer-specific cable lengths with bulk network cables. The type of cable depends on your environment and your speed requirements. How to connect an Ethernet cable to a laptop without an Ethernet port? Use USB Gigabit Ethernet adapter. The USB 3.0 Ethernet adapter is available in different variants that you can buy on the market. Some are expensive and some are cheaper, but there are differences in performance between the different varieties. If you're on a tight budget, go for the USB 2.0 adapter, which retails for $10 to $25. For a faster connection, consider buying a USB 3.0, which is faster than USB 2.0, but it's a bit expensive. You can purchase a USB 3.0 Ethernet adapter if your laptop has a USB 3.0 port, otherwise, it is not compatible. If you are using an operating system other than Windows on your MacBook or laptop, make sure that your operating system supports the USB adapter that you plan to purchase. How to connect the USB Gigabit Ethernet adapter. The USB Ethernet adapter has a USB plug on one side and an RJ45 socket on the other. It enables you to convert your USB port to an Ethernet port. This will allow you to connect to the internet through your USB port. Some USB adapters are plug and play, but others require drivers. So download the drivers if your adapter doesn't install them automatically. To download the driver, you need to visit the manufacturer's website or find the driver CD/DVD in the package. Connect an Ethernet cable to a USB adapter. After you've connected the USB Gigabit Ethernet adapter to the laptop and installed the drivers, it is now time to connect the Ethernet cable to the adapter. When you plug the Ethernet cable into the adapter's RJ45 port, the internet is connected to your laptop. Ethernet cable versus VLAN. Another most popular type of network connection is Wi-Fi, which has replaced the Ethernet cable connection in various places. These are the following differences between Wi-Fi and Ethernet. The Ethernet connection transmits data over Ethernet cables, while the Wi-Fi connection transmits data using wireless signals rather than a cable. The Ethernet cable connection offers a higher speed, is more reliable and more secure than VLAN. Ethernet cable offers constant speed, while Wi-Fi is prone to signal interference and therefore offers inconsistent speed. An Ethernet cable connection does not require data encryption, while a VLAN connection requires data encryption. The Wi-Fi connection offers a higher latency than Ethernet. The Ethernet cable connection has a complex installation process, while the Wi-Fi connection has a simpler installation process. Mobility is limited with the Ethernet connection due to the physical cable, while mobility is better with the Wi-Fi connection due to the lack of a cable. Why is the Ethernet connection important? Speed. The speed that an Ethernet connection offers is much faster than that of a wireless connection. By using Ethernet, you can easily reach the speed of 10 gigabits per second, especially with the latest twisted pairs. Some can reach up to 100 gigabits per second. The reason is the one-to-one connection that exists there. There are fiber optic cables for an even greater range. These cables use light instead of the usual way of transmitting the information. Security. Unlike Wi-Fi, where it is vulnerable to attack, an Ethernet connection offers a higher level of security. With an Ethernet connection, you always have control over who is using the network. Hackers cannot easily get your information when you are using an Ethernet network. Reliability. Ethernet connections are extremely reliable. This is because there are no radio frequency interruptions. This ultimately leads to fewer disconnections and slowdowns in the Ethernet. And since the bandwidth is not shared between connected devices, there is no shortage of bandwidth either. Efficiency. Some Ethernet cables like Cat6 use much less power, even lower than a Wi-Fi connection, so these types of cables are considered to be the most energy efficient.